the Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the NoDQ.com YouTube channel, the Jeff Meacham Network, the Costume Studios, the Greg Cherry brand, probably on Noah's channel, probably on James' channel. We're going to see how this goes. This is a pre-taped. We're going back to the old school Talk Wrestling, how we used to do things back in the day with Aaron and me, just Aaron and me, but it's just me this time. So this week's episode is pre-recorded. Next week's episode, with any luck, because it'll be the day before Dynamite is here in Los Angeles. We'll be live from Casa de 18 Studios. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how things lay out next Tuesday. However, I did tell the world on the No DQ review, as well as our open mic night New Year's Eve celebration, that we're going to have Talk Wrestling every Tuesday, live or otherwise. So I asked you guys, the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media audience, to send in your questions via a Instagram story. You guys can always tweet me at _Jeff Meacham. You guys can always contact me however you wish, as long as you're respectful and nice about it. But I got a couple questions. I didn't want to have the pre-tape ones go too long because it's Tuesday night. We all want to get to sleep, right? Some of us are covering Wrestle Kingdom in a couple literally in minutes, on the Jeff Meacham Network at that. So I'm going to make this as brief as possible because Noah will be going live any second on my channel as well as the Multiverse channel. So with that being said, let me go ahead and get to the questions I did get via Instagram. Thank you for doing that on Instagram. These first two questions came right around the same time. They were similar enough in nature that I lumped them together. One, our dear friend Sandy Stars, who was on our New Year's Eve celebration Saturday night. Again, Sandy, we love you. We were so happy to have you along for our craziness. And, of course, our buddy David on Instagram as well. Sandy asked me for my Hall of Fame predictions, and David asked me who I would like to see in the WWE Hall of Fame next year, but he meant, of course, this year because he asked it before the ball drop. Considering I'm likely to be there, of course, I am very interested in what happens at the WWE Hall of Fame ceremony, which will be Friday night, March 31st at the Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as Staples Center, of course, much to Aaron's chagrin. That's now no longer the Staples Center, but it will always be the Staples Center in our hearts. The Rock definitely comes to mind, considering how involved he's allegedly going to be at WrestleMania this year. You've got to think that they're going to give him the Ric Flair style treatment as far as induct him the night before a big match, a big fight, whatever you want to call it. So I would say The Rock would be my choice. Since they are going back to Hollywood, depending on his schedule and depending on The Rock's availability, I would think they would at least reach back out to Dave Bautista and see if he's available, because he was promised a headlining gig in 2020 along with the NWO. The NWO, of course, went in the following year as the class of 2020 at the Performance Center. Yeah, no. What did they have? I forget when they inducted. They inducted the 2020 class at the 2021 ceremony, which is in the Thunderdome. So that's what happened there. But Batista, The Rock, I still say Miss Elizabeth deserves it. I will always say that until they make it happen. Without a doubt. Earthquake, John Tenta, whatever you want to call him, Fred Ottman, Tugboat, Typhoon, the Shockmaster, whatever you want to call Uncle Fred. I like to see a lot of those people that I grew up watching the Nasty Boys. I know people shit on Knobs and Sags a lot. It's a cool thing to do, but I love the act. I thought it was hysterical. And they were tag team champions in both companies, so why not? All right, this one is from my buddy Opie McLeod, who is a more recent friend I've acquired through going out clubbing with my buddy Travis. That's for lack of a better term, they're clubbing. Not a very good clubbing guy, but who would I love to see return for one last match in the WWE? That is a really solid. Solid's the wrong word, but I will say definitely a loaded question, Opie. If he was up for it, I would say Austin because he looked really good in the match last year against KO. But I don't know if I necessarily want to see that based on the fact, I mean, I showed it on the on open mic night Saturday night how the reaction was to Austin's the initial realization that, oh my God, they're going to have him in a match. I don't know if I would want to be on pins and needles that much with somebody. Somebody that's currently active, that's not a health risk, shall we say, as far as out of the game for a long time and could possibly get seriously injured. I mean, if circumstances were allowable, and again, anything could happen tonight at Wrestle Kingdom, so I'm going to kind of leave it open-ended, but Mercedes Varnado, I'd like to see Sasha Banks at least get, another proper run. Same with Trinity Fatu, Naomi, the two of them definitely. I think have unfinished business, but again, it's really what happens inside Japan. Excuse me, sorry about that. William Regal, once this year-long no appearance clause is up, he was the best authority figure in recent memory, even if it was NXT. I'd like to see him back on television. I don't think he has a wrestling run in him necessarily, but him as a mouthpiece for his son or as the authority figure within NXT, I'm all for that. All right. The last one was a good one. I want to make sure I threw it in there. It's from our longtime supporter, Ian Joplin. Where do you see yourself and the Jeff Meacham Network going in 2023? My goodness. As the theme song for Sasha Banks said, sky's the limit for the network and the multiverse of media. And I really firmly believe that. God, that ring light thing's driving me nuts. Let's see if I can, hell with it, whatever. You guys know I don't really give a shit. We've got, what did I say, with 13 different watch-alongs in the first quarter alone, as far as live stuff goes. Dad's is going to be twice a month again, sometimes 3 times, depending on how many Mondays there are. Stat Boy Sports Bar on the Casa Studios. I did set a goal that I want to try at least one interview again per month. I still want to do that very much, but the crux of the answer, Ian, is onward and upward. When I returned to YouTube as a solo act 3 years ago now, almost over 3 years ago now, I had no solid expectations. I just wanted to see if I could make a go of it. And, here I am. We're still here 3 years in. I've got a steady employment when I'm not working on the podcast. And I realized when I recorded that video at the end of the year that I'm enjoying it, that I'm having fun again. I really didn't think I'd get back to that spot. So I'm grateful that I'm back in that spot. Let me not be misquoted or be misunderstood. I'm very happy to be back in any capacity. I got to, as I record this is Monday night, by the way, I'm recording this after Raw, but with any luck, scheduling and transit held up, and I got to produce today's episode of Stat Boy Sports Bar live on the Casa channel because I enjoy being producer. I enjoy being the director. I enjoy it. It's so funny how 20 years and 18 years video-wise have changed my outlook. Aaron desired nothing more than to be a director guy and to run the camera and to edit the shows. And I had no desire to do that whatsoever. And now I think I enjoy that a little bit more. I enjoy taking that step back and crafting the shows, putting out the vision that I, want to present to the crowd with my name on the production sheet, if you will, but also letting, Mikey and the Stat Boy Sports Bar team have their creative expressiveness unleashed, letting JJ, produce, giving JJ the reins of Mike Night. It's been a pleasure for me. It really has to let the channel grow almost organically in the last year, especially. 2022 was big on a lot of levels, and I think JJ will be the first to tell you that my realization and my ability to delegate has changed a lot, and I'm grateful I got to that place in my head and in my heart and in my programming typing. So I'm always thanking the team. I'm trying to have a gratitude of attitude, especially when this new year is starting right now. So I thank the team, and I thank the four of you for sending in the inquiries this week. But again, the plan is to go live next week, the night before Dynamite. That is the plan as of now. One way or the other, there will be a Talk Wrestling in this time slot next Tuesday night at 7:05 Pacific. Of course, 10:05. Either way, after NXT for you NXT fans out there. With any luck, I'll be back tomorrow, depending on my Disney schedule, as I will go live with Greg Cherry. If I'm not there, I believe he has 90 Laws lined up. Yeah, it could be three of us again. Shit, why not? Tomorrow afternoon at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Of course, you saw the relocation of the No DQ review to Sunday nights in prime time, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, and Aaron's Raw recap last night. You can check out his recap of Dynamite tomorrow night. Hopefully, and next week, hopefully with me there, and then his recap of SmackDown each and every Friday. Again, literally minutes from now, you can check out Art. And again, this is, I realize as I'm saying that I'm screwed up again in my presentation. So in 3 hours, live to tape, folks, 3 hours almost exactly from right now, you can check out our coverage of Wrestle Kingdom, know what will be on the call. I believe JJ's lined up to produce. Again, I'm taping this Monday night, so I don't really know what's been worked out. But we will have Wrestle Kingdom live coverage coming up at 1:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Time, whatever the hell daylight, whatever the hell it's called. And then Friday night, I will be there for sure for Battle of the Belts. That's coming up Friday night at 11 o'clock Eastern after Rampage. Both exclusive watch-along coverage on the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse Media. We'll be back with Open Mic Night Saturday night at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 Pacific, each and every Saturday. It's either 11 o'clock Eastern or immediately after our watch-along coverage if there's a premium live event or pay-per-view that day. So be on the lookout. And, of course, all week long, JJ, I know it says next month. It's really this month. I need that new graphic. Forgive me, Jay. His month of musicals on Renegades reviews. He had Rent yesterday. Tomorrow is Annie. Friday is Newsies. Saturday, new release Saturday is Matilda. Of course, today was Stat Boy Sports Bar, and Sunday is episode 2 in January of the weekly Actors Report, The War Zone. So be looking out for that. Be looking out for anything you see on social media. You can follow me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at _Jeff Meacham. Thank you all very much for watching this premiere episode of Talk Wrestling in 2023. Again, we were live to tape today, but we'll be live, hopefully, next week, pending travel schedules. But for now, this is good old JM. This has been Talk Wrestling, and we will see you guys next week right here on the Jeff Meacham Network.